Good morning. Always have to take a deep breath and center myself, get ready for going live. It's like I'm like, okay, going live. I'm pushing the button, and then it's like, oh, I got to take a deep breath. Whew, how are you today? Got some Palo Santo here. Yeah, I love that stuff. So, how are you doing today? I did my walk this morning and it was rainy and snow. It was a rain snow mix and it was pretty, it wasn't cold. I mean, it's 30s, but I mean, I've been walking in a lot colder temperatures lately. And so it wasn't that bad, but it was, kind of rainy and the roads were kind of slick. So I kind of had to watch how I was walking, but it was a good walk. And then I took some time and I sat outside or I stood outside, took my shoes off. I came in the house and put my slippers on or my Crocs on and took my socks off and went outside and said my morning prayers and stood on I have one spot that doesn't have snow and I found it on the grass and went and stood on that and uh it was so nice. And even with the rain snow mix, it was nice. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tina Zufelt, and these videos are a part of my gratitude practice. What I do is I share with you what I'm grateful for, and today we're going to pull a card from this Sword of Light Oracle deck. This is an Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle. Um, and the reason that I do these videos is for one, it's my accountability. It keeps me accountable. But then also, I believe with all my heart that gratitude is one of the best things that we can do. Actually, I it's probably the best thing that we can do for our state of mind, for our sense of well-being. If we want to change our life, then gratitude is the thing that's going to change our life, right? And so I just really feel strongly that a gratitude practice is the way to help us to start to cultivate or start to bring in those things that we want to bring in, but also it helps us to uh, rewire our brain. So when it rewires our brains, I have to say that 3 times fast. When we rewire our brains using the gratitude practice, it's helping us to start to be in a more positive mindset. And we're starting to feel that emotion of gratitude, right? And we start to be in that state of gratitude longer and more often. And when we can do that, that's when we can start to see more things to bring to that we're grateful for, and then we can start to bring in more things to be grateful for. And it's kind of, it's like the law of attraction. If you've studied any of that at all, it's like uh, what we think about is what we bring in, right? So when we're thinking those thoughts of, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I'll never, I'm just like my mother, I'm just like my father, I'll never change, or all these different things that we tend to say to ourselves. When we're in those thoughts like that and we're allowing those emotions to come in, then that is what we're going to be bringing in, right? This is um, where our attention goes, that's where the energy flows, right? So the energy is going there. That's what we're focusing on, is all those bad thoughts, all those thoughts of I'm not good enough, I don't have enough, I don't I can't do this, I'm never going to change, I'm just like my parents, all those thoughts start to bring in more and more of that. And we don't want that, right? We want to bring in the good stuff. We want to bring in the positive. We want to bring in the love and the joy and the light and all the things. And it's it's all about changing our mindset. And I've been really working really hard on. Good morning, Kim. Been It's good to see you. Um, I've been working really hard on that recently on my mindset because I had gotten in that state of lack. I had gotten in that state of worrying about, every little thing. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough clients. I don't have enough business. My business is, sucks. It's a failure. It's all these things. And I was in that emotion of lack and of anxiety. I was in those lower vibe emotions of, you know, my body's in anxiety. I'm frustrated. I'm anxious. I'm worrying about everything. And I started really digging deep into the mindset. And guess what? I'm drinking some coffee today. So we'll see how it goes. But I have been really digging deep into the mindset thing and really focusing on the gratitude, really focusing on all the good that is in my life so that I can change my mind and change my mindset. And it has, you know, I've talked about this before where I have dealt with depression most of my life. And this year I was in this space of I am not going there this year. I don't want to be in that state because it's more so in the wintertime. And I finally was like, I'm done. I don't want to do that. And so I've been really, really digging deep into the mindset and doing all the things to support myself in changing my mindset. So it's not just the gratitude practice, which that is a big, probably one of the biggest things that I'm doing that's helping to change my mindset, but also the way that I, when I'm moving every day, I'm eating differently than I was before. I'm taking care of myself in a different way, and meditating every day and just showing myself that that love and trying to work on that self-love, really working hard on the self-love. And as a matter of fact, speaking of self-love, Tanya and I did a video on that, and I think it drops today. If it's today's Wednesday, right? It drops today on our Wisdom Within channel. I'll put a link to that in the comments. And it's all about self-love. It's all about how we cultivate self-love. And this has been one of the things that I'm working on really hard this year, and I've been really focusing on that. So all that to say, gratitude is like one of the biggest things we can do for our sense of well-being. So what am I grateful for? Oh, Kim said she was just watching the video. Oh, cool. So I'm grateful for my friends and my family. I'm grateful for the warmer mornings and grateful for morning walks. So those are the things I'm grateful for today. Let me know what you're grateful for. And come on and say hi. I love it when you say hi, and I know I'm not just talking to myself. It's always nice to have hi, Tanya. It's always nice to know that I'm not rambling on to myself. So let's see what our card for the day is going to be. Right here. Well, just what I was talking about. Prioritize self-care. So self-care is a part of that self-love, right? It says you do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. So it's got all these little hearts. I with it being the month of February, that's been on my mind too, is all of the self-love. Oh, Tanya says, I'm grateful for my cat. Yeah, your little cat, he's cute. Yeah, Tanya's like, of course, because we talked about this on our video, and I also recorded a video for my page about self love too. But um, this is one thing that I feel like um, is it can change a lot when we, because we as women and as we get older, we've been caring for our families, we've been caring for our at our job, we've been putting all of our energy into everything outside of ourselves, and we don't have that energy for ourselves. And then a lot of times we don't even know how to care for ourselves, and we think that it's the pedicures, we think that it's the bubble baths, we think that it's the all those things. And yes, those are awesome, but self-care is a lot more than just that. It's a lot more of going within. Maybe it's meditation and learning what we really like, right? Because I feel like when we get in this state, when we get in this age group, as we get older, sometimes we have lost ourselves. We have not, we're all of a sudden like our kids have left, we've changed jobs, or we've retired, and all of a sudden we're like, we don't even know, I don't even know what I even like. I don't even know who I am. And it's like this when we get to that point, that's where this can help us, is when we can take that maybe 10 minutes a day. Take 10 minutes to just sit with yourself, quiet, and journal or meditate or just sit in the quiet and just allow yourself to just be with yourself, and then starting to show yourself that love, right? So that's, in how can you do that? So there's so many ways that we can show ourselves that love that we need. We just by taking how we take care of ourselves. How are we eating? How are we like Tanya said, she's showing herself love by prioritizing sleep this week. And Kim says, I'm staying off social media. So it's like those things, if we know that those things are causing us issues, then let's try to work on that. And the other things are, how do we talk to ourselves? And we talk so many times, we have those unconscious thoughts, right? We're thinking about, we make a mistake and we beat ourselves up for days. I used to do that when I was younger. I made a mistake, I would beat myself up for days. And then I realized that, as I got older, I learned how to quit doing that. And now it's only for a minute or two sometimes. And most of the time it's like, well, I made a mistake. I'll either fix it, or I'll work on that. And so, giving ourselves that grace when we do make mistakes, or giving us ourselves that grace when we're not doing the things that we think we should be doing, right? Giving ourselves that compassion that we would give our best friend, or our 3-year-old grandchild, or our kids. So when we're talking to ourselves and we're giving ourselves, beating ourselves up, that awareness, if we can be aware of those words that we're saying to ourselves, that's going to help us to start to stop doing that. And that's part of working on the self-love thing too, I think, is and the self-care is to be aware of those things that we're saying to ourselves, and then stop and say, would I say that to my grandchild? Would I say that to my best friend? And if you wouldn't say that to your best friend or your grandchild, then don't say it to yourself, because that's not very loving to you, right? And we want to start showing ourselves love. And there's so many different ways. And like I said on that video that Tanya and I did, we offered a lot of different ways that you can prioritize self-love and self-care. And so I love this card for today. I can't, it's like, you can't make this shit up because Tanya and I have been talking about it and we just did the video and it's been on top of mind and pull the card. So, um, all right. That's all I'm going to say about that. Um, I have Tanya and I have a Reiki class coming up on March 2nd, and it's it's all it's a 3-day class. We'll be doing it every other week. We like to give a week for integration, because we both of us, when we took our classes, it was like a weekend class, and I know I didn't feel like it was enough. And when I was first started teaching the classes, I was doing the weekend classes, and I just felt like it was not enough for people to really integrate and take the time to really start to uh, bring it in and understand it. And so we're trying to give a week in between for integration. And so we do the first the Reiki 1 day, and then we'll do the Reiki 2, and then we do another class on helping to give you a lot of tips. And Tanya put the link in the comments here. So to give you a lot of tips on how to be able to use Reiki in your personal life, and even and if you wanted to do a business too. But I feel like Reiki is one thing that everybody should have. I think we need to raise the vibe in the world, and we all should have Reiki, and we all should be doing it. So I know Tanya feels that way too. So we have that class coming up, and then I have my full moon circle is coming up on the 13th of February, and we're gonna do like a little Galentine's type of thing too. So it's gonna be a lot of connection there with our sisterhood, and just kind of being in that. And of course, that's what my intention with my drum circles always is that that connection. And that's why I created these drum circles, was because I needed the connection. And I love the drum, and I love drumming. And when I first started, I had no freaking idea what I was doing, but I decided that I was going to go do it anyway. And as it's progressed and it's changed, and it's gotten to where it started off just being a regular drum circle, and it's moved to a moon circle, and now it's just I love it, and it's something that is all about connection. So that's what we'll be doing this at this drum circle. We'll be talking, or it'll be a lot about connection with our our sisters, the people that are there, the women that are there. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have right now. I need to write these things down and put a little note on my thing so I can remember everything that I have going on. But that's all I have right now. I have my free daily ritual guide that I've already posted in the comments, if you want to grab that. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great day. And big love to y'all. And thank you for joining me. We'll talk to you soon.